Good day to you, my Texas farming and ranching neighbors. From Abilene down to Corpus Christi, from El Campo all the way over to Eagle Pass, and let's say from Mason all the way down to the middle of the Rio Grande Valley. I'm Larry Marble. This is Down on the Farm. Come on down that pecan tree line lane with me, through the screen door, into Down on the Farm Radio's kitchen table. Let's talk about the things that are affecting agriculture today. Neighbor Ag Weather always does. Let's take a look at some of our affiliate stations' ag weather right now. Sonora, looks like you're going to have a sunny day, 93 the high, 62 the low. Let's take a look at Seguin, where the good folks over there at KWED have Down on the Farm radio on twice a day. You're going to be sunny, 93 the high, 62 the low. Neighbor, there's your ag weather in just two of these fine affiliate station communities here in Texas. In fact, neighbor, while I've got a second, let's just talk about those affiliate stations. 680 AM, KKYX in San Antonio, KWD 1580 in Seguin, 97.5 Real Country in Corpus, KLGD, the Country Giant up in Abilene, KMLS there in San Angelo, KHLB in Mason, KRNH in Kerrville, KYKK Junction Menard, KHOS Sonora, KGID Giddings, KIOX El Campo, KSAQ Charlotte and Jourdanton, KRUN Ballinger, KPEP El Dorado, and KYXX in Ozona. And neighbor, we need more, and so do you. If your local station doesn't carry us, fuss at them. Tell them to call us. Just remind them that if they had Down on the Farm during the noon hour, our extended program, you wouldn't have to turn them off and listen to us. You could listen to us right there. Remind them of that, okay? Neighbor, I tell you what, I'm running a little bit behind today. So while I look at our commodities and I run down to the pens and get us a livestock market operator report, and then I run down to the mailbox in my old John Deere tractor to check on the grains, y'all listen to this feature from the Texas Farm Bureau Radio News Desk.
Herbicide applications during hot temperatures. I'm Tom Nicoletti with Texas News and Views from the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. More in a minute.
You're more than a rancher. You do what's right and trust others to do the same. That's the Texas way. Hi, I'm Pat McDowell, and we ranch near Shamrock, Texas. In 2019, your dollars helped the beef-loving Texans brand reach consumers nearly 300 million times. Efforts like the hit Hulu series BarbieQuest and successful advertising prove that your checkoff is working hard to keep beef in its strongest state. Find out more at texasbeefcheckoff.com, funded by the Texas Beef Council.
6 F-35A fighter jets, 1 NFL team, a trip to the moon, all have $1 billion price tag. Something else that costs $1 billion? Respiratory challenges in cattle each year. It's time to fight back against costly respiratory challenges. That's why Purina starter feeds are formulated with RX3 immune support technology. It boosts calves' natural defenses, priming their immune systems from the start. Talk to your Purina rep to learn more.
My guest today from Overton is Dr. Vanessa Olson with the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service, and also one of our contributing reporters for our weekly program, Farm Bureau Roundup, heard along the network. And Vanessa, let's talk about high temperatures and low rain chances and the effectiveness of herbicides on treating weeds or brush. Kind of difficult, isn't it?
Absolutely, it is. For a lot of people, it's kind of surprising. We actually need good growing conditions, even for those weeds, to be able to take in a herbicide when we're making herbicide applications. It's also important that we have good growing conditions for our desired forages so that they're not likely to be impacted negatively by a herbicide application. And what I mean by good growing conditions is that we have some soil moisture. We don't necessarily have to have a lot of rainfall per se, but we do need good soil moisture to promote active plant growth for the weeds as well as the desired grass. And we also need appropriate temperatures. As we get into the summer, this time of year, obviously, we get very warm in Texas, and those warmer temperatures can prevent those plants, undesired plants, from taking up those herbicides. We'd ideally like for our temperatures to be between 65 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit when we're making herbicide applications.
And when is the best time to apply, even though the temperatures remain hot and the skies are clear with no rain?
Right. So with days like we're having with warmer temperatures and even getting up into triple digits, it can be a good idea to make our herbicide applications in the morning if other weather conditions are appropriate. Of course, when we're spraying herbicides, we need to be mindful of air movement, of wind. We need a little bit of air movement. We don't necessarily need 10-mile-per-hour wind. It needs to be lower than that, but no less than 3 miles per hour. Now, a lot of times for Texas in the middle of the summer, we're still warm even in the evenings, even as the sun's going down. We may still be in the 80s, higher 80s or 90s. So often the morning can be some of our best chances, but we still need to be mindful of that temperature and air movement.
Are there any other management strategies that people can use to have more chances of eliminating these weeds or unwanted brush?
So, of course, with weed control, some of the important keys to managing those species will be identification, knowing what that particular weed is, whether it's an annual or a perennial, determine the appropriate time to spray to make a herbicide application. So take, for example, goat weeds, which are very common throughout the state of Texas. It's a warm season annual, so it germinates from a seed, and we need to actually control it with a herbicide when it is small and growing. And we can get our recommendations from our county extension agents. Producers can also talk to people like me for weed control recommendations as well as weed identification.
Vanessa, thanks a lot for that report.
Absolutely.
That is forage specialist Dr. Vanessa Olson with Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service in Overton.
After my first car accident, I feared the biggest damage would be to my wallet. I expected a mountain of bills and a long, drawn-out process. But my Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent was there when I needed her and helped me get back on my feet and in my car in no time. Instead of a hassle, I got reassurance and a quick recovery.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to find an agent who's there when you need them most. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
You're listening to Texas News and Views. I'm Tom Nicoletti with the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Thank you, Tom Nicoletti. Neighbor, now let's look at those commodities of ag interest. And I remind you, this is just a picture of a price in time. It's not intended for you to make a trade. And I know you folks that farm and ranch for a living understand that. It just provides you somewhat of a direction of our commodities of ag interest. July corn down 3/4, 326 3/4. July beans up 3 1/4, 866 1/2. July hard red winter wheat up 3/4 at 458 1/2. December cotton down 38, 59.64. August live cattle down 95, 96.85. August feeder cattle down 80, 133.45. July lean hogs up 37.50 at 53.35. June class 3 milk down 16 at 20.40. December number 2 cotton down 34 at 59.68. June U.S. dollar index down 6 1/10 at 96.26. Neighbor, there's your commodities of ag interest. Neighbor, you know what? One of the greatest things about being a Down on the Farm radio listener is that we get to travel a bit with the cowboy crew to help gather. We're going to go up to Abilene right now and help old Henry Pickett from Abilene Livestock gather and ship the cattle that they sold yesterday in Abilene. Henry, how'd it go?
Oh, pretty good. We ended up with 759, but everything was good. High yielding cows and cows were like 3 to 5 lower. Low cuttered cows were 3 lower. Packer bulls still had pretty good steam in them. They were steady. Calves and the light yearlings, they were off probably 2 to 3.
Okay. Any action on the heavier ones?
A little bit. We had some really good quality heavier yearlings yesterday, and we had some 750 weights steers up there in that 122 to 125 range. And their heifer mates were probably up there around that 110, 115. Yeah, we had some pretty good, real good quality 4 to 6 year old black cows, and they were brought upwards to $1,400.
Good, good. Do you know of anything for this next week?
Just more cows coming to town. Several different ranches. There'll be a few cows that could go back to the country, but most of them be Packers.
Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Henry.
Here at the sale barn, we can be reached at 325-673-7865, or my cell number is 940-733-8208.
Neighbor Lute's Auction Service has got a big farm and ranch equipment auction June the 13th in D'Hanis, 830-931-4312. Highway 90 west between Hondo and D'Hanis, 7 miles west of Hondo, and 1 mile east of D'Hanis, on the south side of Highway 90. Call 830-931-4312. Auction starts at 9 a.m. Tractors like a John Deere 8420, 2 John Deere 4430s. Here's a John Deere 2440. How about a John Deere 310 backhoe? How about a John Deere 980 field cultivator? Here's a John Deere 8300 grain drill. Here's a John Deere 450 grain drill. How about an Adams fertilizer spreader or a New Holland 575 square baler? Here's a K-line irrigation with about 40 pods. Here's a Bermuda King 4-row Sprigger. How about a John Deere 485 backhoe attachment? Here's a CM Gooseneck cargo trailer. How about a Pioneer hay wagon or a New Holland manure spreader? 9 a.m. Lutz Auction Service D'Hanis, 7 miles west of Hondo, 1 mile east of D'Hanis on the south side of the highway. Call 830-931-4312. Check them out on Facebook at Lutz Auction D'Hanis or at auctionzip.com. Lutz Auction Service D'Hanis. Neighbor, it's about time for lunch. Old Hop Sings feeding us chicken fried steak and jalapeno gravy, plenty of Nanny's yeast rolls, and a cold cucumber salad. But we will allow you to travel down to the Hungry Heifer. That's the cafe at Caldwell Livestock Commission Company where Carl Herman is selling today. I spoke with him last night. Carl, what was the sale looking like?
We've been hauling cattle all day. Cattle been coming in all day. It looks really good. I know a lot of cattle coming in tomorrow. I think that we'll have somewhere between 800 and 900 head tomorrow. So, and the market's good on the cows. Market's better on the calves. The heavier calves last week brought a lot more money. That's encouraging. So if you got some 600-pound, 650-pound calves that you need to sell, they're getting better. So Bring them on in town.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Carl.
My number is 979-820-5349. Call the barn, 567-4119. Or from the Giddings area, Max Ebner has a holding pen there on 141 right outside of Giddings. Call him at 540-8676.
As always, great conversation. We'll talk to you after.
You're the same. Thank you, Larry.
Uh-huh.
Appreciate it.
We're talking with Scott Stanislaw, technical agronomist for DeKalb, Asgrow, and Delta Pine in South Texas. Scott, I know this cotton crop is growing quick this year.
And this crop's really starting to take off and in some of these areas where rainfall's been abundant. And so it's one thing to consider is obviously a grower needs to be thinking about cotton PGRs and growth management.
So how will a farmer know when it's time to put out that growth regulator, Scott?
So I really like to use the method of when I walk into a field, kind of what I call the maximum internode distance. And the way to do that, and a grower can do this very easy, is walk out in the field. And basically, you're looking at the distance between the fourth and fifth node from the actual terminal. So starting at the top of the plant and counting down. So you're looking between the fourth and fifth node, and that's actually the area of the plant that's most sensitive to current growth. And so it's actually elongating there at the most rapid rate. And so if you're starting to get 3 inches or more of internode distance there at that particular point, plant growth regulator is probably warranted at that point.
Scott Stanislaw, technical agronomist for DeKalb, Asgrow, and Delta Pine.
Neighbor, I tell you what, we need to cross that old river, head down to Brenham, and talk to my friend Doug Bass. Doug Bass from Cattleman's Brenham Livestock. Sell them over Friday. Doug, haven't talked to you yet this week. How'd that Friday sale turn out?
Market looked good. Everything looked pretty steady. Maybe a little touch higher in the calf market in different places, but all in all, I think the market's kind of just holding in there.
Well, good. Let's walk the pins.
Okay, the thinner cows bring 38 to 51. Your better high-yielding cows bring 54 to 68. Your thinner, lower-yielding bulls bring 63 to 74. Better high-yielding bulls bring 80 to 92. Paired cattle, your better pairs bring anywhere from 1,100 to 13 and a quarter. A little smaller frame and older pairs bring 6 and a quarter to 9 and a quarter. Bred cows, better bred cows bring 1,000 to 1275. Your smaller frame and kind of older, less bred cows bring 500 to 800. Calf market looked pretty steady. 100 to 200 pound roping kids bring 140 to 190 on steers and 142 to 165 on the heifers. 2 to 3 weight steers bring 135 to 166. Heifers bring 120 to 150. 3 to 4 weight steers bring 120 to 182. Heifers bring 110 to 139. 4 to 5 weight steers bring 115 to 159. Heifers bring 105 to 143. 5 to 6 weight steers bring 110 to 146. Heifers bring 103 to 154. 6 to 7 weight steers bring $1 to $1.40. Heifers bring $1 to $1.37. 7 to 8 weight steers bring 95 to 130. Heifers bring 85 to 137. And your bull yearlings and big bull yearlings, 800 to 1,000 pound, bring 80 to 110. The heiferettes bring 70 to 84.
It sounds like you had a good sale. Now you've got some consignments this week, I see on Facebook.
Yes, sir. We've got a few people bringing some. I've got one man that's going to bring 9 3-and-1s, kind of some, black cows. They got F1 calves on them out of registered Brahman bull. And he said he's palpated them all back there, so they'll sell with a big calf, and they're all bred back.
Good.
Same. Got another gentleman that's sending me about a dozen F1 heifers that are short bred. He said they're all in their first trimester, bred to low birth weight black bull. And then I also have another young man. I'm going to get a video of these tomorrow. He's sending me some cattle. He lost a place. It should be right around 40 cows. He pairs and breds both. So it's just some good crossbred ranch cows. We had 1,091.
Good. Well, Doug Bass, tell everybody how to get a hold of you for the Friday sale in Brenham.
Yes, sir. Y'all can call me on my cell, which is 979-877-4454. Or call us here at the office, which is 979-836-3621.
Neighbor, let's take a look at crop progress reports. I believe we got several yesterday. As we look at new crop corn, 97% planted, 89% emerged as of June the 7th. Minnesota, Nebraska, North Carolina all reported 100% planted. North Dakota merge was reported 50% compared to their 77% average. Corn conditions were 385 on the Burglar 500 index. Colorado and Kansas were reporting the lowest as regional dryness takes effect there. Their ratings were 346 and 358, remember, out of a 385 scale, respectively. As we look toward traders anticipating USDA to show 15.917 billion bushels of new crop production on a bushel per acre level of 178.3. As we look toward new crop soybeans, 86% planted, 67% emerged. As we look toward traders' anticipation increasing their forecast of new crop beans, the average trade guess 4.138 billion bushel, 49.9 billion bushels per acre. As we look down to see if we can find one for wheat, we're seeing winter wheat 7% harvested as of June 7th. Texas at 53, Oklahoma at 19, North Carolina, Missouri, California, and Arkansas all showed harvest progress. Colorado, Kansas winter wheat ratings were still among the lowest. Colorado ratings were 55 points below the national average, and Kansas 18% below. As we look toward cotton, we see crop progress showing cotton 78% planted as of June 7, which was up from 66 last week. The 5-year average is 81% planted. As we look at the 2021 cotton squaring, 13%, 3% ahead of the 5-year average. Cotton rating on that Brugler 500 index came in at 355 on the week, which is down 5 from the initial rating. Texas cotton ratings were down 6 points at 317. Neighbor, when you hear the Milk Cow Blues on a Wednesday, it's time to talk to Gary Butler. Now, I don't know that he's ever sold a Holstein or a Guernsey, but I know he sells some beef cows that'll milk and raise a good calf. So let's talk to him about how they all sold on Monday in Nixon. Gary, what do you say?
Oh, we had a pretty good sale, Larry. We wound up with 888 head, 87 cows and 16 bulls. Calf market, I guess you could call it steady. 2 and 3 weight steers, $1.29 to $1.60. Heifers, $1.15 to $1.45. 3 and 4 weight steers, $1.22 to $1.68. Heifers, $1.07 to $1.43. 4 and 5 weight steers, $1.21 to $1.53. Heifers, $1.11 to $1.40. 5 and 6 weight steers, $1.18 to $1.46. Heifers $1.05 to $1.45. 6 and 7 weight steers $1.10 to $1.30. Heifers 97 to $1.17. 7 and 8 weight steers and bull yearlings $1.03 to $1.20. Heifers 84 to $1. Slaughter cows, we got 69 for the best cow. Slaughter bulls 80 to 96. Stocker cows, we didn't have very few of them, 500 to 1125 on the bred cow, and the pairs same way, 670 to 1225, Larry.
What do we know for this next go round?
Don't know of any coming up, Larry. Don't know of any cattle coming just right offhand right now. And we will be closed July the 6th.
Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
You can catch us here at cell phone 830-582-1561 or 62. Catch me on my mobile, 830-557-4330, Larry.
I'm Larry Marble from Down on the Farm, and we're with Levi Anderson. Levi, the Stay Tough product is a great seller at D&D, and you've got some high fence specials, don't you?
Absolutely, Larry. We have 2096 deer wire that we're running on special for $349 this spring. It's going to be good through the end of June or while supplies last.
Tell everyone how to get a hold of you for this particular product at D&D.
You can reach one of our friendly staff here at the store, 830-379-7340.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, kind sir.
Neighbors, it's time to take a look at the grains courtesy of John Tuggle. Call 800-288-4453. Milo to Corpus in June. December plus 85, 765. Houston D's plus 110, 809. Progresso 670. Yellow corn to Corpus in June. July plus 60, 387.5. We'll call Progresso July plus 50, 383. As we look at number one hard red winter wheat delivered to Corpus Christi in June. July plus 85, 842 3/4. Calling Houston July plus 125, 77 3/4. We'll call June, July beans to Houston, July less 55, 808 1/4. We did not move any cotton in Texas yesterday. Prices statewide range from 55.52 to 58.02. Neighbor, looks to me like that's all the time I've got for this edition of our program. Of course, we call it Down on the Farm, and they call me Larry Marble, and I call you my neighbor. And neighbor, I'll call you back down that pecan tree-lined lane through the screen door into the kitchen for a big old heaping helping of ag lunch tomorrow. No place but my kitchen table. No place but down on the farm.